The air was thick with an unsettling tension as I stepped into the dilapidated mansion that loomed in the moonlight. The creaking floorboards beneath my weight echoed through the desolate halls, sending shivers down my spine. I had been drawn to this place by an inexplicable force, a dark curiosity that compelled me to explore the secrets that lay within. As I wandered deeper into the mansion, the oppressive silence was broken only by the distant howl of the wind outside. The flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows on the peeling wallpaper, creating a macabre dance of shapes that seemed to move with a life of their own. I could feel the weight of the past bearing down on me, as if the very walls held the memories of unspeakable horrors. A sudden chill ran down my spine as I entered a grand ballroom, its once opulent chandeliers now hanging precariously from the ceiling. The room seemed frozen in time, as if the echoes of a ghastly party still lingered in the air. My breath caught as I noticed a ghostly figure in a tattered ball gown, twirling in a grotesque dance with an invisible partner. The apparition turned its hollow eyes towards me, sending a surge of terror through my veins. I stumbled backward, my heart pounding in my chest, but an invisible force seemed to pull me further into the mansion. Each room I entered revealed more haunting scenes, a child's laughter echoing through the nursery, a spectral figure pacing in a study consumed by dusty volumes of forgotten knowledge. The spirits of the past seemed trapped in a never-ending loop, their tortured souls eternally reliving the moments that led to their demise. As I reached the top of a grand staircase, a blood-curdling scream echoed through the mansion, freezing me in my tracks. The walls seemed to close in on me, and the temperature plummeted as a malevolent presence made itself known. I felt a cold hand brush against mine, sending a shockwave of fear through my entire being. Desperation clawed at me as I raced through the winding corridors, the malevolent force chasing me relentlessly. The mansion itself seemed to come alive, the walls pulsating with a sinister energy. I could hear whispers in the darkness, unintelligible voices that mocked and taunted me. In the heart of the mansion, I discovered a forgotten room, its door barely visible beneath layers of decay. The air inside was thick with the stench of death, and the room was filled with the anguished wails of tormented souls. I realized that the mansion was a prison for the spirits trapped within, and I had unwittingly become a part of their nightmarish tapestry. As the malevolent force closed in, I stumbled upon a dusty mirror. My reflection was distorted, and behind me, the shadows seemed to writhe with malicious intent. In that moment, I understood the true horror of the mansion. It was a realm where the past and present converged, a place where the sins of the past could never be forgotten. As the malevolent force enveloped me, the mansion itself seemed to sigh with relief, its insidious secrets claiming another unfortunate soul. The darkness swallowed me whole, and the echoes of my terrified screams joined the chorus of despair that resonated through the haunted halls. Deep within the heart of the whispering woods, where the trees seemed to murmur secrets to each other, I stumbled upon an ancient cabin shrouded in darkness. The air was heavy with an otherworldly stillness as I cautiously stepped inside. The flickering candlelight revealed faded symbols on the walls, symbols that seemed to pulsate with an unseen energy. As I explored the cabin, a soft, haunting melody drifted through the air. It was a ghostly lullaby that seemed to beckon me deeper into the shadows. The wooden floor creaked beneath my weight as I followed the ethereal tune, my senses heightened with every step. The walls of the cabin seemed to close in, and the shadows clung to my every movement. In a hidden chamber, I discovered an old, dusty music box playing the haunting melody. As the last note echoed in the silence, the temperature in the room plummeted. Wisps of ghostly figures materialized, dancing to the music of their tragic past. Their hollow eyes stared into my soul, pleading for release from their spectral torment. A sudden gust of wind blew through the cabin, extinguishing the candles and plunging me into darkness. The whispers of the woods outside grew louder, forming an eerie chorus that surrounded me. I felt an unseen presence brush against my skin, and a cold hand gripped my shoulder. The ghostly figures from the past seemed to merge with the shadows, becoming one with the darkness. The once inviting cabin transformed into a nightmarish realm, the walls closing in with an ominous force. Desperation clawed at me as I fumbled for an escape, but the cabin seemed to defy the laws of reality. The walls whispered ancient curses, and the shadows reached out like skeletal fingers. In a final plea for mercy, I stumbled back into the heart of the whispering woods. The ghostly figures followed, their mournful wails blending with the cacophony of the haunted forest. As the darkness enveloped me, I realized that the cabin was a gateway to a realm where the spirits of the woods roamed free. The ancient trees bore witness to the tragedy, their whispers carrying the tales of those who dared to disturb the peace of the spectral sanctuary. In the quaint town of Ravenswood, an old music box with a haunting melody became the source of a relentless nightmare. Passed down through generations, the box was said to hold a curse that brought doom to anyone who dared to open it. Intrigued by the ominous legends, I couldn't resist the urge to unravel the secrets that lay within. Late one night, in the solitude of my dimly lit room, I turned the rusty key and released the spectral melody. The air grew thick with an unnatural chill as the music echoed through the silence. The room transformed, shadows dancing to the macabre tune, and the walls seemed to close in with a malevolent intent. A ghastly figure materialized, a woman in a tattered Victorian gown, her eyes hollow and filled with sorrow. She swayed to the haunting melody, beckoning me to join her in the ghostly dance. The room pulsed with an eerie energy, and the once familiar surroundings twisted into a nightmarish realm. Desperation gripped me as I tried to escape the cursed melody, but the ghostly figure followed, her mournful whispers resonating in the air. The melody seemed to seep into my very soul, each note a reminder of the curse that now bound me to the spectral dancer. The town of Ravenswood became a labyrinth of endless corridors, the ghostly figure a relentless pursuer in the haunting waltz of despair. No matter where I fled, the music box's melody echoed, driving me to the brink of madness. Sleep offered no respite as the haunting tune invaded my dreams, blending reality and nightmare into a twisted dance of horror. The once charming town now bore the scars of the curse, its streets lined with ghostly apparitions condemned to an eternity of sorrow. As the spectral figure closed in, the music box's melody reached a crescendo. The room convulsed with a supernatural force, and I felt myself being pulled into the very fabric of the curse. In that moment, I understood the true horror of the haunting melody. It was a siren song that ensnared the soul, a cursed lullaby that condemned its victims to a perpetual dance with the supernatural.